Have you recently brought Path of Titans? Have you been playing on official servers and become fed up of being killed in mixed packs? It seems like no matter what you do, you can't get to the adult growth stage. As a last gasp effort to enjoy the game, you've decided to try the realism style of community server, but you have no idea where to begin. Well, in this video, we will be going through my personal top 5 tips for getting started in Path of Titans Realism. Once you enter a Realism server, you will be met with a welcome splash page similar to this one on the Archaeos Archipelago Realism server. Here you will get a basic overview of the server and some useful links to check out. As you can see, we have different rules for different areas, some useful community resources which allow you to link your Alderon ID to our server bot, and some information regarding the ecosystem such as our map and nesting channel. The first thing you're going to want to do is read through each of these rules sections. They will give you a basic understanding of what the server expects and also stops you potentially picking up any infractions. All Realism servers will have a collection of rules they wish the server to abide by, and these can vary between different servers. For example, Archaeos rules may be different to the rules on Primordial Tyrants Realism, so it is important to ensure you read the rules for each server you play on. Now, some servers do run a short interim period in order to assist in new players joining a server. We at Archaeos are such a server. We allow a small period of time where you won't necessarily receive a sanction for a minor rule break. We know you are new and are still learning the rule set, so some leeway is granted for this. However, blatant rule breaking can still be met with infractions. A good method I employ when playing on a new server is to read the rules before every game session. It keeps them fresh in my mind and reduces the chance of me accidentally rule breaking. One of the biggest things within realism is just that, realism. This is achieved through body language mostly, interacting with other dinosaurs and creatures through the use of emotes and lifelike movements seen in many wildlife documentaries. In fact, a good way to improve your body language communication skills is through watching these documentaries on real animals or dinosaurs. Knowing how animals typically behave in the real world will be massive for knowing how to react in certain situations within realism gameplay. The Path of Titans emote wheel gives a perfect base for giving some indication of how that, or your own dinosaur, is feeling. Is it friendly calling, showing gentle behaviour? Is it alert, screaming and looking on edge by quick darting movements looking into the environment? All these different behaviours can be learnt through playing and with the assistance of real life documentaries. You can also watch videos on YouTube of other Path of Titans players playing on realism servers. In fact, most of the videos on my channel over the last 12 months have been based in realism. Most realism communities you come across will have a friendly and welcoming community who are more than happy to assist new players with learning the ropes of realism gameplay. So, when you've finally chosen a dinosaur to play out, make sure to look for somebody to play with you. Another good way of doing this is by taking an egg in a nesting. When I first started playing on realism, I took a Deinonychus egg from a group who were nesting. They helped me get into the game and taught me much of what I know today. The experience drastically improved my gameplay and knowledge of realism overall. It can also improve your confidence. Having someone there to correct any mistakes and advise you on how to interact with the world you play is invaluable in the early stages. Some servers, such as Archaeos, have a dedicated staff team branch where they run classes specifically aimed at realism gameplay, profile learning, and how to improve overall. While Path of Titans markets their game as an MMO, focusing on combat and questing, Those within the realism community prefer to add value for life to their dinosaurs. Imagine this dinosaur as an extension of yourself. Care for it, nurture it, and build an epic story of its life from hatchling to adult to death. Taking a small raptor and slamming it headfirst into a Tyrannosaurus Rex is not only unrealistic, but it will probably result in the death of your dinosaur 99% of the time, thus showing no sign of value for life. The struggles of growing up, surviving the cruelties of the world around us, those insane survival moments where you escape that Daspletosaurus who has hounded your herd for the last few miles, even losing a dinosaur in battle that has a rich family line sparking emotions of loss not only in yourself, but those close to your dinosaur. We are creating stories, not death matches. Having a heavy focus on value for life in the back of your mind will enrich your gameplay and make your quest for realism much more enjoyable. Tip number 5 is probably the most important tip I can give you for realism gameplay. Don't be afraid to ask questions if you are confused or unsure on something. All the realism players you see in these servers were once new to realism too. By asking questions and seeking help, you can be guided to the right answers and the style of play you are looking for. As I've said multiple times already, 99% of the Path of Titans Realism community are lovely and are always willing to help. So please use them as a resource. Ask questions, learn how to play realism from these players. And that is it for my top 5 tips for learning realism gameplay. Now go out there and create awesome biopics for your own dinosaurs.